Welcome. It's Thursday, and Julianne and I are back teaming up again for another great episode of Energy Insight. So, thank you guys for joining us and for tuning in. And if you are here today, drop a drop a little hello in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're from. It's always fun to kind of see where everybody's watching from. So, how's everybody's week? We hope you guys are doing great. We really, really look forward to this event every month. So, Julian, what's going on? How are you?
Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I was just looking at my phone. I'm trying to share it from my computer and it wasn't working, but I managed to do it from my phone. So we're all good. So hopefully everybody can see us on Naturally Cat's page. They can see us here on Purrrfectly Holistic. And we are ready to get the energy moving.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Bob. Hi, Trisha. Hey, Laura Lee.
Hello.
It's always fun to have you guys here. Thank you so much for joining us. We have 6 very adorable lucky kitties today. We're so excited to work on. And let's just talk real quick about what we're going to do, like how we do what we do, a little tiny intro on that, and then we'll jump in. So, Julian, go first.
Oh, thank you. I was expecting you to go first because you're hosting.
Guest first.
Thank you. So I'm here to do the chakra sensing. So I am an empath and intuitive, and I am able to find the frequency of cats, and I can do that via a picture. So I've got 3 gorgeous, all black. That wasn't by, that's more by good luck than design. I've got 3 black cats tonight. So I will be taking a moment to kind of settle my energy, come out from my head and into my heart space, a space that we all have. You know, we all have the ability to connect with cats. It may just take a little bit more practice for some people than others. I've managed to refine it a bit more so I can do it a little bit quicker nowadays. And basically, it's like when you work with a radio, you know, you tune the frequency to try and listen to different stations. And that's how I connect with cats. So it's about finding the individual frequency of each cat. And then for me, my gift, I'm able to feel what they feel. So I can feel it sometimes in my physical body, sometimes perhaps a tightening of my throat, or like sort of a response in my tummy, or I can feel their emotions. And, you know, my mission is to give cats a voice. So I really enjoy giving that feedback to the guardians, which is what I'm here to do tonight. So for my 3 cats, it will be a very short overview to give them some insights into ways that they can help their cat and to give their cat a voice so they can reconnect and understand each other.
That's awesome. And I'm here to do muscle testing. So, muscle testing, if you guys are watching for the first time and you're unfamiliar, muscle testing is a way of tapping into the innate wisdom of the body via the nervous system. We have to remember that everything is comprised of energy, and energy is all connected throughout the universe. So muscle testing or energy testing, which is something you don't do when you're actually touching. So energy testing can be done remotely just as effectively as it can be done in person, simply because of the fact that all the energy is connected. And so I am able to tap into the energy of a cat using a photo and asking the body questions and getting yes, no answers. And that starts to paint a picture when you put it in a type of a framework geared toward specific questions or a specific intention in mind. So it's really, really fascinating how accurate it is. And I just also want to remind everyone that muscle testing does not diagnose, treat, or cure. And none of anything we're doing today is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, because we're not vets and we don't have diagnostic equipment. We're just simply giving energy feedback based on what resonates. So just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, no, good job, Pam.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's let me also show you guys. So I'm going to be using a pendulum. This is a just a metallic pendulum. It doesn't collect any kind of energy because of the type of material it is. I think it's stainless steel. So I'm just going to use it today when I'm asking questions, and my yeses go clockwise for me when I'm asking questions, and my no's go counterclockwise when the answer is no. So you saw that change direction just from going yes to no.
That
So
is fascinating. I love that because everyone's is different. Because my pendulum, it goes round for a yes and it goes forward and backwards for a no.
It's so interesting because everybody's energy is different in how you get those answers. So it's really, really cool. But yeah, that's how mine always works. So Julianne, why don't you start? We'll start with chakra sensing on your first kitty cat.
Okie dokie.
See what happens. We got a cute little black baby to talk about. And I'm gonna get you can share your screen, right?
Yeah, just give me a second. I
Take your
need to
time.
see who's here. So I wonder if Sarah is here.
I see Sarah. I see Laura Lee.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, let's do Sarah first with Frankie. Share. Goodness sake. Share screen. You have to bear with me, everyone. I'm on a bit of I don't know what's going on with the Cosmos, like energy delay. Sharing screen is giving me a warning sign. Hang on. Sharing screen. What's a good compute? Yeah. Right. What can you see?
I see a beautiful Black Panther.
Okay, lovely. So can you see my purple sticky note?
No, I cannot.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. So that's just me to read. And I just need to find Frankie because I think that's Boris. Emmett. Frankie. Okay. Let me zoom in. Sorry, everyone. Bear with me a second. Okay. Let me see, because I'm on one screen. How does that look on your StreamYard?
It looks good. It looks good.
Okay. Oh, good. Lorianne is here. Brilliant. I've got yours too. Lovely, lovely. So everyone's here. Fabulous. Boris Mum's here. Oh, great. Okay. Yay. So I've got to I can't look at comments for a second because I've only got one screen and I can only have one thing in front of me. So everyone, you're going to just see me basically just stare at a screen for a minute because I need to look at the picture of Frankie and connect with her. In fact, let me share with you first. Might be helpful. See, I'm all discombobulated. Share with you the overview of Frankie. Oh dear. Right. So
just take your time.
Thank you. I think that's what I need to do. Take a breath, actually.
Yeah, take a breath.
I'm so excited and so eager to connect. Everything's racing already. Okay. So Sarah wrote and shared about Frankie, the gorgeous pussycat you can see on screen, and shared that she's 9 years old and she was a rescue. And I'm going to praise what she shared because Sarah shared with me a lot of detail, which was great. So unfortunately, Frankie's had a bit of a tough time. She had to go to the vets during COVID, and it was a different vet. She had a weeping eye. The vet gave her cream, but it caused her anxiety and stress, which manifested in different ways. She's had to go to the vets again because she started to overgroom on her tummy and inside of her leg. So Sarah shared with me that she feels it's anxiety or stress related. And so that there's, obviously as a cat mum, she's been quite stressed as well. And what I loved about what Sarah shared is that she said that that she's also having treatment. So Sarah said that she has had a cat communicator talk to her, and she's also shared, I'm sure she said about she's been having treatments on herself, like aura clearing, sound bowls, and doing more meditation to try and reduce the tension. So a big well done, Sarah, and a big hearts to you for doing that, because I'm really thrilled to see that you're aware that your energy will also impact your beautiful girl. So Sarah said that she had some trauma clearing done on Frankie previously, and they mentioned about it's to do with stress from the vets and the death of her sister also due to sudden heart failure. So there's been quite a lot that's happened for this poor sweet girl, and I love the fact that Sarah is aware of the energy that will impact her. So I'm going to just sit with her now, sit with her photo just for a moment and connect with her energy, and I will see what comes through. So just give me a moment, everyone, and I'll be right back on camera. Hang on. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the first thing that I feel when I connect to Frankie is that she has a broken heart. She feels a lot of sadness in her heart. And as soon as I connected, my heart just felt really heavy. There's a lot of sadness here, which is potentially manifesting as the stress, but I think that's more to do with her root, which will come on to that in just a minute. So Sarah, I would really recommend thinking about what you can do to show her love. Now, her heart's not breaking because you're not showing her love. Her heart is breaking potentially because of her sister. In fact, she's too closed down. She can't share with me why. It's too painful. Yeah, it's too painful to go there. So to support her heart chakra, I would really think about having some one-on-one time, just you and her, and I would really bring in some rose quartz. So rose quartz is the crystal of unconditional love. I would see if you can get quite a big piece, and I would recommend that you cleanse it and you leave it on the floor, so somewhere that she can sit with. I think time with you and her to talk, because my throat feels a bit sticky as well. So I wonder if she's been either excessively vocal or for her particularly quiet. But I would really recommend sitting and talking with her about everything that's happened. You know, we can't underestimate the power of words and of communication, our verbal communication with our cats. So yes, we have an energetic connection. Yes, we have a spiritual connection. But words are very, very powerful. So I'd really encourage you to sit with her and to tell her how you feel. For example, tell her that you're sorry. Tell her if you feel guilty. Tell her if you feel shame or annoyed or frustrated or, you know, whatever about what's happened. I think it's really important for both of you to shift energy, that you visit what happened before in terms of the vet visits, in terms of the sadness with her sister and the trauma that's kind of come with that. Because with energy, it has to flow and it gets stuck when it doesn't flow. And sometimes it's hard for it to flow because it's painful, because it's love, it's grief, you know, it has to come out. So that's one of the things I would recommend, is to sit and talk with her. I'd really think about doing some essential oils with her. So I would normally recommend herbs on something like this, because I could direct you to a herb garden of mine and your herbs will always help. But I do feel that her sadness is deep. So I think essential oils, because they're more concentrated, would be helpful. I don't like to talk about essential oils on a kind of off the cuff thing. So I'm happy to connect with you aside to give you some recommendations about how to use them with her. I do also offer a herbal help session. So if you wanted to have some one-to-one time with me, we could talk about what oils you can use and how you could use them. The reason that I say that is because essential oils, you know, they are concentrated and you do have to use them properly. Angelica is one that's coming to mind straight away. So you can get that as a herb, if nothing else, if you don't want to go down the oils, because not everybody's comfortable with doing that. The other thing I just want to mention is about her root chakra. So let me just go back to a bigger picture. Okay. There's a sense about her feeling unsettled. So the root chakra is all about the environment. It's about the cat and the human, being grounded and being safe in their environment, safe with what goes on around them. Now, her root chakra is going to have been affected by her sister not coming back, because I noticed in your comments that you said about you took her sister to the vets and she didn't come home. There's a change in her environment. So regardless of the sort of like the physical, obviously the cat not being there, the smell being different, the scent profile in the home changing, it's had an energetic impact on her that it's almost like a drop in, like when you put a pebble in the water and the water disperse, it's it's like something's happened like that. So her root chakra has gone from like a really gorgeous sort of ball to being all dispersed, and the energy feels like it's there, but it's all like disconnected. So I would really recommend bringing in some color therapy with red for her. I would start off with like not a really dark, deep red, because I think it'd be too strong for her, because her energy feels very light all over, although imbalanced. I don't think I have anything particularly colourful to share. Here we go. So kind of like, can you see here? It looks a little bit pink, but it's actually red. So like a light red, I would get some fabric and put it on the floor for her. Again, let her choose when she goes on it, when she uses it, and give her some support with her root chakra. And also you don't have to comment on this, but I would ask you, how do you feel about your environment? Have you got changes in the home going on? Because I feel like there's a connection between you and her with that. So if you've got changes in your environment, I'd also recommend red for you as well. So whether that's a bracelet, a t-shirt, earrings, some form of red on your body, I think will also help. And you might find that when you're wearing red, she comes to you for cuddle, contact, to be near you. Because I think when you're grounded, I think she'll also feel that too. So I hope that's been helpful, my love. If you've got, like I said, if you've got any further questions about the herbal help session, you can always get in touch. Pam, is there anything that you wanted to add?
No, I was just, when you first started and I was looking at her, I just felt heaviness. I just felt just a sensation of heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't testing anything. I was just feeling that.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to do what you do.
Oh, bless you.
It's like, oh, okay, chakras, And that's just the first thing that kind of came through, was just heavy, a sense of heaviness. Yeah.
So Sarah says she's writing it down.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of information, and that's why we do it like this, so that you can watch it again.
Yes.
And I do think a cat chakra cleanse would be beneficial, because we've got the capacity to shift more energy for her.
Yeah.
But there's something for me that she's not ready for that much yet. So the lighter stuff we need to build up with her. So maybe animal communication, maybe some essential oils first, because there's just, like you said, Pam, there's a lot of sadness, a lot of heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put myself on mute and disconnect my energy while we go back to Pam and for your first muscle testing. Let me stop sharing.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so that was awesome. That was amazing. Okay, so the first kitty that I have is Duncan. Look at that sweet angel face. Oh wait, hang on. I got to share my screen. This is let's see what we got. Here we go. And I'm going to put this one. And we're going to bring this in. Okay. Okay, so let's go over to cute Duncan's picture. So that's what I'm seeing. Now I'm going to scroll over real quick, you guys. So bear with me to my notes. So Duncan, hold on. I have the wrong picture. Nicole Duncan. Sorry. This is, I think this is Jet. Let me double check. This is Nicole. So I'm betting, this is Jet. So Jet Kitty, she says, won't eat very much at one time. We were told he had bronchitis 3 weeks ago, but he's still sneezing and it's still a chore to get him to eat. So I did a blood test and it came back perfect, but he had high mycotosis value. So let me just kind of take this in for a second. Bronchitis. So that's kind of coughing, sneezing, eating. Blood test came back okay. All right. So can you guys see this okay? So I'm just going to start with checking for viruses. So I'm sorry if you guys hear all this thunder coming through. It's raining for the first time in like 10 weeks. So grateful for the rain. It just might be a little noisy. Okay, so with this little guy, Jet the kitty, do viruses resonate with him? Yes. Is herpes virus? No. Is Kalichi virus? Herpes virus resonate? Herpes. Herpes virus is resonating with him. Is there another virus as well? No. So herpes virus. So I don't know if he has a history. If you've figured out that he does have a history of herpes virus? And then let's see what else. For checking the lungs. Let's see. Are there organs that resonating at this time? Yes. Do lungs resonate? Yes. Is this due to viral? No. Okay. Is this due to environmental sensitivity? Are there environmental sensitivities resonating? No. Okay. Are there funguses? Are there molds? So fungus is coming up, and that falls in line with what they were saying, the mycotosis or whatever they call that. Mycotoxins are a type of fungus or mold, and it can be in pet food. It can be from outdoors in soil and things like that. So let's find out. Do mycotoxins resonate? Yes. Is there another type of fungus that resonates at this time? No. So mycotoxins. And the source of the mycotoxin is this from outdoor source. I'm getting a yes. Is this a source from foods? Do foods source? Okay, no. So he's got, let's also check something else. Does infection resonate at this time? No. So mycotoxin infection resonate? No, but he's very sensitive to it. So immune system, is immune system resonating? Yes. Okay. Is histamine? Yes. So I've got immune system is imbalanced, histamine is imbalanced. I think he's very, very sensitive to mycotoxins from exposure. Can you use some kind of a remedy? Yes. There's some homeopathy, and we need to address it needs to be with lungs. So I would need a little time to dig. I'm not going to be able to answer which remedy right off the top of my head, because it would take, it's going to be it's going to take some time to figure that one out. So yes, there's a mycotoxin exposure or sensitivity going on. It seems to be associated from something outside. I'm not sure if he goes outside or not, but we could definitely explore that a little bit further. Let me just ask a couple more questions here. Are there environmental toxins resonating? Environmental chemicals, okay, so no, that's not, okay, so that's good. Any here? No. Okay, so yeah, definitely resonates with fungus, mold, mycotoxin. Is there an additional mold? Is there an additional fungus? No. Okay. So again, that's where I would need to go back and do a little digging and figure out specifically which homeopathic remedy that would be indicated for that particular for those particular symptoms. And in the meantime, you can use like immune boosters. I'm thinking, hang on a second, let's go. Medicinal mushrooms, like reishi is coming to mind. Turkey tail reishi mushrooms. Those are awesome immune boosters. And what about gut? Does he need gut support at this time? No. So it's not that. It's more, it's prefrontal cortex sinus stuff like that. So that makes a lot of sense. And he's not eating because he probably can't smell. So I'm wondering, sinus maxillary, yes, that resonates. So there's some block, there's some nasal congestion. Not myrrh, Natrum muraticum 30C. 30C would help open the nasal passageways and help with the congestion issues, but it's not going to address the mycotoxin issue. So we could look at that separately. Let me just check and see. Would lysine be beneficial at this time? Lysine is also testing well. So other forms of antioxidants like spirulina would be great, or a spirulina product. Medicinal mushrooms for great immune builders, immune support. And maybe even antiviral support like Vira-X by Feline Essential would be awesome. But I would want to know where he's getting exposure to the mycotoxins. So that's why I'm saying it's going to take a little bit more digging than what we have time for right here. But I hope that gives you some ideas, at least for the nasal congestion. So that's not, I'm going to write the name of that in the comments here so you can find that. You can get homeopathy online, Whole Foods, Sprouts. I sell it at shop.purrrfectlyholistic.com. And if you buy it from me, then I give you the specific dosage and the protocols and how to prepare a remedy. So I'm going to put that in the notes here. Okay. So I think that's all I have for sweet Jet Kitty. So yeah.
Excellent.
I hope that was helpful. Thank you.
Lovely. Brilliant. Good work. I find it fascinating. I just sit here. I'm just like so absorbed with how you're doing it. It's so
well, and I kind of talk to myself a lot because it requires a lot of questions. And as I'm asking questions, and other questions come into my mind that I need to check and ask. So it can become very complicated. And I go back over things a lot because I want to verify. And I may ask a question 2 or 3 different ways to make sure that I'm getting the correct answers. So it's not uncommon to rephrase things just to get clarity sometimes, because again, sometimes it's all about how you ask the question. So we have to be very specific, and it can't be ambiguous. Asking more than one thing at a time doesn't work. So it has to be very specific.
Yeah,
so,
I love it. It's the detail. I'm a detailed person, and I love the way that you get into that kind of granularity. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so back to chakra sensing, and next one on my list is Boris. Do we have, is his mummy still here? I'm going to say it's Lauren. I'm going to be really British and be like Lauren, but it looks like Lorienne. I don't know if you're still here, my love. If you are, could you just drop us a comment? Beautiful. Okay. Let me get up this gorgeous boy. Okay. Can you see him?
She's there. Oh. Let's see. Let's add you to stream. There you go.
Okie dokie. So, Boris. Beautiful, beautiful Boris. Okay. Boris is soon to be 14. He's a sweet, sensitive boy. He lost his litter mate over a year ago, and I feel he has been depressed and lonely since then. He does not like when we are not home, especially at night, which causes me to feel stressed about leaving him. I want to be able to give him what he needs. We've also brought We've also brought in an outdoor kitty we had been feeding who had to undergo an amputation. She's currently separated from him, but I want to know how he feels about this new kitty and if he is really wanting a friend or prefers to be solo. We are unsure if we'll be able to keep her because of the complications, but he seems like he wants to be friends, but she does not. I want to do the right thing for him, especially since his health is greatly affected by stress. He has IBD, irritable bowel disease, and CKD, oh bless his heart, chronic kidney disease, and has recently underwent a huge surgery to remove his gallbladder due to stone obstruction. Oh my goodness, I would love to have your insight. Bless his little heart is what I'm going to say, first of all, before we get connected. He has been through a lot. So let me go back to his picture. Okay, and let's just give me a few minutes, everybody, or a minute. Okay, interesting. So the first impression he gives me, which whenever I do a chakra session, it's about an hour and a half that I spend with the cat, and their the initial connection and impressions they share generally makes sense when I've worked through all the chakras and come to the sort of the end of the session. So I'm not sure if we'll get to it, but the initial impression that I have from him is that he is irritated. and it's like just irritated, like his energy feels fizzy, like it's not settled anywhere. And I wonder if he's had any pacing. Has he had any like wandering around the room? Any wandering around, yowling or being a little almost like disorientated or out of sorts? Has he been like that? And do you know what? I'm moving my chair, and that's not the way I normally sit. Like my energy just feels irritated. Now, what I would say with that is, if I had capacity to do more with him, I would think about anchoring him and grounding him more. I would say that, oh yeah, we have yes, all the time we have a camera and can see when he paces, especially when we're not home. Yeah, that's what I can feel. It like he just can't settle. I would think about, so a couple of things when you go away is obviously considering if you have to go away, if there's any form of company you can get for him. He feels like he's got a really lovely heart, and when he is with people, he can be he blossoms. Now, that's not to say he's necessarily a lap cat or a physical cat. What I'm saying is he thrives on connection, and he lights up when he's with other people, other beings, other souls. So I would say have a think about what you can do to ground his energy. Now, I don't normally recommend rainbow products, rainbow stuff, because you've got all the colors of the chakras there. Mm-hmm. And if the cat needs to work with one particular chakra, if you're using color therapy and you've got a rainbow blanket down, they don't have the capacity to work with one specific chakra if they've got an energy imbalance. But for him, I do feel like some sort of rainbow fabric, whether that's a t-shirt, a top, or whatever, would be beneficial, because there is something about when he's irritated, when this pacing is going on, his energy is like this. It's heightened and it's fizzy and it's dispersed and it's irritated. I can't think of a better word to use. That's just how it feels. So I would really recommend a rainbow blanket, a rainbow mat, a rainbow rug, whatever you can get your hands on, somewhere on the floor where when he goes to it, it's almost like in fact, thank you, gorgeous boy. It's like a magnet. So when you're away, his energy is like dispersed almost. And if he had the rainbow rug, he'd be able to like bring his energy back to himself, like a magnet they draw to each other. That's what the mat would do to him and his energy. So there is something for him about when he is alone, it affects his energy. Now, this isn't something that happens to him by choice. This isn't something that he chooses to do. This is how his energy flows. His energy is grounded by people. So I wonder if he's an earth element cat, not to bring in another dynamic. I know we don't talk about Chinese 5 element very often, but I wonder if he's an earth element cat, because with earth element cats, they need to be in the center of everything. They need to be connected with people. They need to be around other people. They need to know who's where, what's going on. They're the sorts of cats that will kind of check on in, and if someone's in one room and then go and see the other person in another room, and they may not stop and stay, but they need to know who's where. So I would just have a think about bringing in some rainbow therapy for him, some color therapy, and also before you go away, he's fire and earth. Fascinating. So the earth, there we go. There, that's what I was saying. And also the fire bit, that doesn't surprise me. So when he's alone, his energy goes like this. So it disperses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, his energy's out of sync. So what I would say, Lorianne, is when you go away, put the rainbow blanket down and think about some grounding herbs as well. Valerian root, angelica root, ginger root, things that are roots, you know, and put a herb garden down for him. Yeah, I don't have a specific one that's grounding, but if you get in touch, I could always make you up one if you wanted me to send you a garden for that. And think about what you can do to ground him before and after you go, because that energy disbursement is going to be affecting his physical body as well, because his immune system won't be able to heal and function as well. But, you know, life is what it is if you've got to go away. But there's a few things there that I hope you found helpful that you can do to try and to ground his energy, my love. He's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could do more, but I'm going to stop us there because I know we've got a couple more to get through. But yeah, I hope those things have been helpful. Back to you, Pam.
Awesome. And I was energy testing, and he is a fire and earth. So that did, yeah, you're right on with those. So yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pull up my next beautiful kitty here. So let me share screen, and I'm going to move over here to, okay, so this is, I believe this is Meg. Let me double check on this. Yeah. Yes. So this is Meg. So Meg has chronic IBD, which has been getting worse over the last few months. And it's a struggle to get her to eat as she feels sick, and nearly every food causes her to have diarrhea. That is not a very pleasant place to be. So I want to know what's the root cause of the IBD issues. So I am first going to go ask if parasites resonate, and I get a big yes. So let's figure out what kind of parasite resonates. Is this a, I need my list. Is this a protozoa parasite? Yes. Is it an amoeba? It is a protozoa parasite. So let's see. Is podophyllum? There it is. Podophyllum 30. No, let's check. Is it a 30C? No, a 200. A 200C. If you get with me, I can help you with the protocols and a remedy for how to prepare the remedy. But podophyllum, it resonates with protozoa parasite, and those are one of the most common undetected missed causes of IBD, chronic IBD issues. So, and they're like microscopic, you know, they're not like fleas, they're not like worms, they are tiny. And even if your vet did fecal tests, they don't always show up because their spores are not always present. So it's kind of a hit or a miss with the fecal test for protozoa parasites. So if we can address the protozoa parasite, the Podophyllum 200C is what would test well, what's testing well for this. And then we're going to have to heal the gut. So when you heal the gut, you seal the intestinal walls. And I like to use the Ion Gut Support by Ion Biome. I do carry that because it is so good. I think it's a humic acid product, either humic acid or fulvic acid. I always can't remember which one, but it basically seals the intestinal walls that have been damaged by so much of the parasite exposure that kind of open up and let the microbes and toxins and proteins and all that seep through the intestinal walls into the bloodstream. So it crosses that barrier. And so then you get major issues. So we need to seal the gut. We need to take care of the parasites. We need to repopulate the gut with healthy gut flora. But I'm thinking, S. boulardii, there's a product called S. boulardii, Saccharomyces boulardii plus MOS. And I would use that for, I'm getting 2 months. So 2 months. Yeah, I would use that. And it's an eighth of a capsule twice a day for 2 months, because this particular type of non-fermenting yeast acts like it's a type of like a, kind of like a prebiotic fiber. Or no, it's not a fiber. It's a type of, it's a microbe basically that goes in and gobbles up all of the unhealthy bacteria and products in the gut, in the microbiome, to help reduce the bad stuff so that we can help repopulate with good stuff. So I would use that for a couple months. And that's why there's diarrhea issues every time, because you have such an imbalance of bad healthy gut flora to the bad gut flora to the healthy gut flora. And so there's not the right microbes to digest the food. And then you've got all, of course, the issue with the inflammation and the parasites. So it doesn't surprise me that there's so much issues with the food. When you heal the gut and we get the right microbes in there, then the diarrhea will stop and she'll be able to eat the food without issues. And let's just see if there's anything else we can do can we use anything else for nausea at this time? Yes. Is Ipecacuanha? No. Is Iris? Nope. Is Nux vomica? Nux vomica? Oh, look at that. It's jumping. Is Nux vomica beneficial at this time for vomit? Yeah, you can also, just for it would help the diarrhea and the little nausea. Nux vomica, let's see. I'm thinking 30, Nux vomica 30C. Nux vomica 30C is testing well for that. And it can also help with the diarrhea and kind of calm down the GI tract, that the underlying cause, it looks to me like it's a protozoa parasite. So yeah, healing the gut, sealing the gut is a big part of that, reducing inflammation. And then let's see, slippery elm. You could use slippery elm. That would be really, really beneficial. Colon Rescue by Animal Essentials is also another really good one. It's got 2 or 3 different herbs in there that help soothe the gut lining. And then Mercola GI Support. Mercola GI Support for pets is also another really good supplement for pets with IBD issues, because it's got a lot of really good herbs in it that soothe and help heal the lining, the GI tract itself. So that's going to be a big part of reducing the inflammation. So that's where I would start. But if you connect with me, we can do some work to get you exactly the Podophyllum 200C, the protocols, and get that addressed so that she could stop having this constant chronic diarrhea. So that would be my best advice.
Cool.
Hopefully that helped.
Okay.
Chronic diarrhea is no fun for anybody. Let me just tell you.
No.
No.
No. Okay, last but by no means least, the beautiful Emmett. Can you see
Oh, let me get
him?
Yeah, there's Emmett. Hello, my love.
Gorgeous boy. Okie dokie. So, Laura Lee, are you still here, my love? Okay, I hope so. Let me find. Yes,
Yeah,
lovely.
here.
Okay, so Emmett stopped eating raw in April. Then he started just picking at wet food. He started losing weight, tripped to the vet, saw an infection of some sort. He put on antibiotics and started doing better. Now he is back to picking at his food and licking bags. Licking bags? Is that right?
Probably like grocery bags, plastic bags.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't work out that then. Pam has done some work on him. During this time. Lovely. Would like to have chakra work done so I know what I could do to help him get back to the fun-loving Emmett that he once was. He used to run and play, not as much anymore. He does not isolate himself like before, but I can still sense that something is off with him. Would love for him to get back onto a raw diet. He still eats freeze-dried. Oh, God, excuse me, energy shift. He still eats freeze-dried, raw and wet food. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. Fascinating. Right. Food bags, treat bags and such. Right.
Said plastic material. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, peeps, give me a minute. Interesting. Okay. So, initial impression is that he, like, this is exactly how it feels. There's like, there's loads going on for him. I feel like I should be looking at 50 different things. So one of my first questions is, where do you feed him and how do you feed him? Because there is something about, for him, his food is linked with his root. It's to do with his root. So I don't know if you've had, I know a little bit about Laura Lee's situation, but not a huge amount. So I wonder whether he is around a lot of the other cats. I know you're a multi-cat home. How much he is around other cats, because there is something in him that is that peace and quiet feels like a distant time ago, feels like a distant life ago. Do you have time one-on-one with him? And is there a man in the house that he is bonded with? Because it feels like he's not getting enough time with him. Or there's a male energy in the Did you just say yeah, Pam? Yeah.
Husband.
It is. Yeah, there's a male energy he's not getting enough of. He's not getting enough from him. He eats on the counter or the island. The other cats do try to get his food. He does look around constantly. That is exactly how it feels. So, my love, what I would say is, and this is a behavior tip, not an energy tip, but a behavioral tip, is to feed him somewhere quiet. Now, I know you've got a lot going on in the home, but I would think about how you can give him space to feed. So, in a multi-cat home, food is an essential resource. So cats will, that there is stress and tension around their essential resources, and particularly again, I don't mean to bring the elements in, but whatever element he is, like water, for example, a water cat is always on edge, regardless of what's going on around them. So Leo's a water cat, and we've got to be very careful about where we feed him, when we feed him, and who's around when we feed him, because otherwise he just runs away and he won't eat, and he's not the kind of cat that's driven, like an earth cat, that is driven by food. So I would really recommend thinking about where you're feeding him. And I think once he settles, he will be able to get that appetite back with regards to the food content. There's also something for me around his throat chakra. So again, it's male. It's not. I don't know if there's, like, the man in the house, a young male, older male, but I don't really know about the age, but never really shown any interest in the husband. Okay, then I wonder if it's if you've got any child or visitors, or there's something about. In fact, I'm not going to try and problem solve it. I'm going to tell you what I feel. There is something for him about a male energy that he is not getting enough of. And when he's around that male energy, it grounds him. It grounds him and it helps him to express himself. Now, there is something with him with his throat chakra that is small, which means it's underactive. So there's something about him that he's not expressing about himself. So I don't know whether he's been a bit more reserved. What did you say in your notes? Licking bags, that's to do with the throat. Yeah. Something is still off with him. It's his energy connection. Yeah. Yeah. So Laura Lee, I would say feed him somewhere quiet, my love. And like for like at least a week before you try and bring the raw food back in. He has to get this fight or flight response back down a bit from when he's eating. And that needs to be by himself. That needs to be that he can go to the food, take a look around, and then just eat, with maybe once looking up, but not, on alert, because it's discombobulating his energy. Think about where this male energy is for him. Now, obviously, all of us have male and female energy in us, masculine and feminine. I say male and female, that's not true. It's masculine and feminine. We've all got that between us because it's a whole yin and yang thing. So maybe it's about if you spend a lot of time with him, how does your masculine energy feel? Is there a side to you that you're not bringing to him that you would normally? Maybe that's where he's finding the grounding energy from. He's been meowing a lot more. He's usually a quiet cat. Yeah, so there's an imbalance in the throat for sure. So I would think about having a chakra cleanse. I mean, to be honest with him, because he's had issues with his digestion, obviously from the on and off with the food, with the root, the throat. I would say you want a top to tail approach, particularly being, the fact that he's around quite a lot of other cats as well. They can all take on a lot of each other's energy. So, chakra cleansing is really key when you've got a multi-cat home. So I would suggest chakra cleanse, using a bit of color therapy for his throat. I would offer light and dark blue to see which he wants. And I would also think about where you feed him, hun. So I hope that's been helpful. And I will pass back to Pam for the final muscle testing. And then I've got a little announcement to share at the end. Okay.
Awesome. When you were talking about the fight or flight, I was like, that was like ding, ding, ding. That you're right on, because they get so wired and so on edge that the raw food just becomes a stressor. And I mean, they can't stomach it. They're just like, it's imprinted. It's just a negative, which is unfortunate, but yeah. So I think you're right on as far as that goes.
Which is why the chakra cleanse is going to be key there, because, like you said, I've picked up the kind of the heightened bits, which is the root and the throat, but actually there'll be energy that will be stuck in the tummy as well. Like you said, with the energy imprint of the kind of, I don't say trauma, but, the stress for him, particularly, not I'm saying that in any way, shape or form, Laura isn't anything bad, but just for him and his world. Yeah. He's unsettled. That's why I think a good kind of clear out, like an MOT almost, would do him good. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, go to you.
Oh, you're awesome. Okay. So let me pull up this last little precious one. Okay. So going over here to, this is Augustus, this beautiful long-haired, this ball of fluff. He reminds me of Pooh Bear. Um, so this is the story that Tamara sent. She goes, she wants to know, she has questions to see if he has any pain in his hind end, around his hips, lower spine, back legs. He arrived on our porch a few winters ago, starving, freezing, and frightened. No idea of his age. Um, I succeeded in rehabbing him, gave him quality food, lots of patience and love, but he cannot jump up to higher spots. Um, he must pull himself up onto a chair as long as it has a stable cushion. He never runs. I suspected he endured some kind of severe injury before he came to us, and he is a very sweet boy. So let's check a couple things. First of all, I'm just going to ask, does injury resonate? I get a yes, big time yes. So um, I'm going to go into body parts and say, okay, does spine resonate? Yes. Okay, is thoracic? No. Lumbar. Lumbar spine. So it is definitely lumbar spine. And hips? Yes. Back legs? Yes. Um, is there inflammation? There's definitely some inflammation there. Is subluxation. So, yeah, I don't know. I know you're up in Canada. I don't know what kind of resources you have as far as chiropractic, but if you could get him into chiropractic work, this would really help alleviate some of the pain because of it. It feels like it senses that there's some things out of alignment, and it's probably been going on for a really long time. Like you said, he was likely injured, and he may have jumped wrong, landed wrong, shifted things out of alignment, and it's just kind of stuck that way. So if there was any way that you could do some chiropractic work on him for a little bit of time, that can really make a huge difference, and it eases the pain level and it helps the mobility, and it just puts things back in alignment so it work that things work better. um, let's see if just for supportive wise, omega 3s would be highly recommended just because they are really really great antioxidants. Glucosamine, MSM, any kind of a joint mobility product for pets, for cats, that has the glucosamine with the MSM, the chondroitin, green muscle, those kind of things. There's a product that's standing in my mind that's called Sound Kitty by Herb Smith that I have, and that would be really good because it also has some frankincense in there, and I think boswellia. I could be wrong. I can't remember, but those essential oils in there are so awesome for inflammation and things like that. So yeah, I think you're right. I think he did hurt himself at some point before he found you, and there's just a lot of weakness because of alignment issues and chronic inflammation because of that. So let's see. I'm thinking if there is anything else you could try, something with color therapy. Color therapy is testing really well. Um, red, red, with yellow, with green. Green color therapy is resonating really well for him to make him feel more grounded and secure. And let me think what else. Other things that you can do for inflammation with acupressure. Acupressure might help alleviate some of the pain and the inflammation in his hind end. You're going to get the most bang for your buck with the chiropractor, unfortunately or fortunately. That would obviously be the most beneficial because we want to try to address the root cause, not just put band-aids on pain, not just put band-aids on, mobility supplements and things like that. But if we can get to the root cause and address that and help his spine and hips and legs all work better together, that would be the ultimate goal, because then it takes away all the symptoms. So I hope that helps, Tamara. And Yeah, I think that was it. Bless his heart, he's come a long way. So I would definitely use the green color therapy for him in the meantime. Um, and I'm sure you probably have this, like the ramps, anything that would help him get around easier and less stress on his lower end, obviously would be great too. So, yeah. Julianne,
Awesome.
anything else to add?
Well, for me, when it comes to pain, I would think about herbs. So,
Mm,
free St. John's wort,
yep.
ginger, they're all great to put down in a herb garden. So I've got a pain garden.
Yeah, you do.
And, with herbs, you can put it down and he can go to it as and when he needs to. So like you said, my first thought in terms of sort of complementary support would be herbs. And like you said,
Mm-hmm.
it's the little stairs, it's the things around the home you can do to help him, and I don't know if you mentioned green lipped mussels as well.
Yeah, it's in the product that I was thinking of. But yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah. So we
There's even
crush those up and say them.
there's even treats with greenlit mussels.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we get that. We got a packet from Dr. Judy, and we kind of crumbled them up and offered them to the boys. Max had a whole one. Leo wasn't interested, but every now and again he has the sort of sprinkles on top of his raw. So
yeah,
they're great. Yeah, really good.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So so that wraps up our 6. So I'm excited to hear what your big news is.
Yeah. So I'm really thrilled. So I'm really excited to share it on here as well. So I am going to be offering an introduction to cat chakra course. So it's a 4-week course. And basically it's about people that want to learn more. So, learn the tools and techniques that I use here and be able to work with their cat. So it starts on the 5th of September. I will drop a link in the chat and you sign up. It's 4 weeks, well, 5 weeks. Over 4 modules over 5 weeks, for goodness sake. And it's all about how to use our own gifts, our healing energy that we've all got access to, but it's about learning how to refine it, learning how to sense the chakras on your cat and work with them, because as you know, Pam, you and we are so passionate about helping cat guardians to connect and clear and support their cats with their energies and their emotions. So I thought, what better way to do it than to start off with an introductory course. So it's 4 weeks, how to cleanse, clear, and support your cat's chakras. Introduction.
Oh, that's awesome. That is really awesome. You guys should definitely sign up for that. And then for anyone wanting to learn how to do muscle testing, I am actually doing my next workshop on Saturday, September the 10th at 2. It's like 2 to 3:30 Central Time, and you can purchase a workshop. Enroll with the workshop on my website at shop.purrrfectlyholistic.com. At the top, it'll say workshops, and you can just click right there. So if you guys want to learn how to do what I do, we're all about teaching, and we want other people to have these tools, because the more tools that you have, the more empowered you feel, and you can, help your cats instead of running to a doctor every time, they sneeze or something. You just never know. It's not hard to, it's not easy always to get into a bed. And sometimes, the things that are not really emergencies, you can learn to handle those on your own. So we just need to keep learning and empower ourselves with all these great tools, which is how you and I started doing what we're doing. Because it's so amazing and it works.
That's it. We started with our own poorly cats, didn't we? Trying to learn how to help them. We got trained in it, and now we're doing it for free. We're doing it with clients, and now we're teaching it. We want to help everybody as much as possible, and everyone can do it. You may just need to learn a tool or a technique or have a bit of practice, and that's what Pam and I are here to do. So I really hope that everybody that's had their cat featured here tonight has enjoyed the feedback that we've shared, and it's given you a bit of an avenue to explore, a next step to take, something else that you can do to help your cat. And if you're interested to have your cat featured next time, be sure to join my mailing list or Pam's mailing list. Again, we'll pop some links below to make sure that you can get the emails for when we do this every month. And we basically pop out an email and there's a form to fill in. So, yes, you may be filling in your form, every month, but the people aren't, we don't sort of handpick them. They're kind of picked at random. The form's open for a short amount of time, so submit your cat, and hopefully you'll be featured. And we might end up at some point doing 2 a month, because it just seems to be becoming really popular.
I know, it's awesome. It's awesome. Or we could do a 2-hour. That would be really long.
Yeah, my cheeks are so, you can't really see because my light's a bit crappy tonight. My cheeks are so red. I've got so much energy. I'm so hot. 2 hours might just send me over the edge.
I know. We won't sleep. It's hard to shut down after.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to try and get outside without either of the boys coming out after me into the pitch black, just so I can have a bit of fresh air to kind of cool and reground. Yes. Yeah, I really hope that everyone's enjoyed it tonight. And thank you ever so much for joining us. And thank you to Pam for being our host this evening. I love these.
Oh,
thank you.
Absolutely. And so, Julianne, people can find you at naturallycats.com.
.co.uk. Yes, I'm in the UK, but I do everything for me is via Zoom. So I do everything remotely. I work with a lot of clients in the US. So it's www.naturallycats.co.uk. And I'm on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube at Naturally Cats. So yeah, drop me a message, get in touch if you've got any questions about your cat, and I'll see if I can help.
Absolutely. And I'm at purrrfectlyholistic.com, and we are on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. It's hard, and TikTok. It's really hard to manage all these platforms, let me tell you. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, but I haven't got TikTok yet.
Definitely drop us a line, let us know, reach out. And we're happy and excited to connect with you guys. So until then, we will see you guys next month for another great session. So thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.